chemo journal number 3. And we are now officially in our last bag. So it's going to just be a little quick how I'm feeling. Yesterday we were told that yesterday's bag was my last bag, so got a little ahead of ourselves, which that's okay. We just had a newer nurse, and she was wonderful. She just was just a little bit of misinformation. So we thought yesterday was the last bag. Got excited for that. But when the oncologist came in, I was like, I'm on my last bag. And she and the pharmacist walked out and were like, I don't think that's right. And thankfully they, did the math, double checked. And I actually didn't think that was right either, because I was trying to do the math in my head and I was like, we're short some time. And what we actually found out was it's not 96 hours that I was going to be on everything. It was actually closer to 110, because since we're doing it inpatient for this first dose in the hospital, it's a little more, I guess, stretched out. They're doing it a little more diluted, I guess. And so it's 110 hours as opposed to like 96. So I had one more bag, but honestly, even though it was a little discouraging knowing I still had to add one more in, I also felt like I'm in the home stretch. Again, right now, my symptoms are my side effects are pretty mild. I did have some nausea, not to the point of throwing up, but I did have some nausea. So they gave me an additional under the tongue dose of Zofran last night, and that helped. And then they always do a IV Zofran drip for about 15 minutes before each new 24-hour bag of the chemo. And so that has helped. I also took a shower, and apparently one nurse had said I had to be unhooked to take a shower. So when I did that, I was like in and out in 5 minutes, just quick in, quick wash, quick out. Then the next day, the nurse was like, disconnect you? No, I'm not disconnecting you. You want to be on as long as possible without any breaks, especially since I'm taking breaks to go down and see baby. So she was like, you just put the cover on and let your IV hang out. And so I was able to I was probably in there for 30, 40 minutes just standing under the hot water. And it was glorious. My hair is semi-clean. Well, it's clean, at least within the last 24 hours. So I felt like just a new person, and I could breathe out of my left nostril, out of both nostrils for like 2 minutes. And it felt amazing. It also felt very foreign. I haven't breathed out of my left nostril in months. So getting to breathe out of my left nostril felt like walking into a dusty attic and like clearing it out. But I was grateful to be able to take full breaths in through my nose and out through my mouth, because I do not like having to breathe out of my mouth. It dries up your whole throat. Like, the last few months have been, I was just up every night for usually from like 2 to 4:30, just trying to breathe out of, or just trying to be comfortable enough to breathe enough to fall asleep. And my mouth just kept like drying completely out, and then I have to swallow. It was a whole thing. But I am feeling grateful that my side effects have been so minimal so far. Still having some of the dry mouth, but no sores as of right now. My hands have started to peel, so I continue to put, right now, still the nipple butter on them. But other than that, I have, and then the neuropathy again. But that was mostly with the first chemo drug they had me on, which is docetaxel. If I'm saying that correct. I think I'm finally saying at least that one correct. I cannot say either of the other two words. But it's been it's still been very surreal. Sometimes I just don't feel like it's me. I mean, I know it's me. I'm here in the bed, but I don't feel like it's me. I feel like I'm either talking about someone else or not that I am someone else, but just it's a very out of body experience. I feel like I'm living one really long day, even though I've now been in the hospital over a week, almost 2 weeks. I've been in this hospital, and then I was in another hospital for almost a week there before we were able to go home for a few days. And if that, that's okay, I think, to feel that way. I think it helps me kind of stay a little bit removed. Keeps me from sitting in the hard moments longer than I need to, because they do come. Yesterday, because I thought this was before I knew that wasn't my last bag. The day before that, I had only gone down to see baby for like 15 minutes. I didn't hold her just because I wanted to be done with the chemo so that I could go down and hold her skin to skin. Whereas right now I'm having to hold her completely gowned up. And so when I thought that yesterday was the last bag, I was a little more willing to go and hold her for longer. So I went down and I held her, and when they put her in my arms, I just started crying. Because I never expected to have to be removed from her for so long. And so they were good tears. They were like, back where I wanted to be. And so I went ahead and did the same thing today, even once I found out that wasn't my last bag and I had one more. I went down and made sure I held her again today, just because I think we both need that. I needed that. And so just knowing I'm adding a little bit of time, it's okay, and trying to give myself grace about taking that extra time to be with her. Just little things like that I don't think about how they're actually affecting me, and then when I actually go and do them, realizing I need them more than I need to do those things. And it's okay to take that time to feel a little bit normal in a situation that's not at all normal. Because I actually have connected with someone, a friend connected me with someone who is also fighting cancer and has fought, for a while. And she's been sharing some things with me. And I am not a chore person, but I literally said, I can't wait to go home and just do a chore. I don't know. I hate laundry, so probably not laundry, but mop the floor, do a dish. I don't know. Just the thought of doing something normal feels good. I feel like I just want to do that. And I'm trying to do more of that here in the room. The first few days, kind of recovering from the C-section, I wasn't moving, and so I'm still trying to get back to moving like normal. But even just getting up to get my own supplements, as opposed to asking for someone to bring them to me here or on the chair. Just those little things to make things feel a little normal are helpful. So when I get home, who knows, maybe I'll become a chore person and actually be very grateful for getting to do chores. That'll probably make Babe happy, but he's usually the chore person in our house far more than I am. So we'll see. Maybe this will be a new chore living life I'll start, because life is very different, looks very different now. But there is hope. It feels hopeful because my eye, I don't know if you can tell from previous videos, it's still a little protruded here, but it's nowhere near as swollen and protruded as it was. For a long time, you're supposed to feel your brow bone and then your eye. But on here, it was eye, then brow bone way back here, and I almost had to search for it. Now I can feel the top part of my brow bone. It's still protruded a little bit past this brow bone. So I hit my eye first, then my brow bone. Whereas here, my brow, I can feel my brow bone and then my eye on the inside. So whether it's the steroids they were giving me, it was a little bit better when they were giving me the steroids the first 3 days of the chemo. It's gotten a little bit puffier again since they've stopped the steroids, but still 100%, well, not 100%, that's an exaggeration, I guess, but a lot better than it was before starting any of this. So just praying that it is shrinking and doing what it is doing, what the chemo is supposed to do. And that's giving me some hope, especially since I can kind of breathe, definitely more so out of this side now, so that I'm sleeping pretty comfortably at night. And then I'm even getting some little tiny whiffs out of the left side. So that's the entry for today. Just continuing to kind of forge ahead and be grateful where we can, and in the moments where I'm having a hard time, just letting myself feel those things, but trying not to sit in them for very long. And that's what's helping me get through right now. I know there may be moments where, especially if I start to develop more symptoms, or the days just continue to stretch, if I have harder moments, acknowledge them for what they are and move forward with that. So that's where we are. All right. See ya.